Talking of enhancing the shopping cart activity from the YByte Python course available at www.ybyte.in, here's an interesting idea. Notice now I'm adding a today's special to my menu. So my menu doesn't have 5 items. In fact, it has 6 items. The sixth item, donut, is a special item, a little bit expensive, but this is like a today's special. Run this again, and this time today's special is say apple pie. Run this yet again, and today's special say is croissant. So what's going on really is that we have the special set of items which we include in the menu every time we run the program. Now everything else remains the same. So for example, I can go and say I want a milkshake, say 5 units. Then I can choose perhaps I want to buy the special item, say the croissant in this case, say maybe 6 units. And if I say 7 to check out, now notice because there are 6 items now on the menu, I'm saying enter 1 to 6 to select an item, 7 to proceed to check out. So hence I say 7, and it displays my shopping cart, and I can just go ahead and say I don't want to edit it, and I am done. So it tells me the final price. Now clearly this is an interesting addition. Let's see how we did it. So the key idea is that we have created 2 extra lists. In this case, a list called special items, where we have added some exotic sweets from around the world. So these are like special things which our bakery produces once in a while. And of course, we have a price for them. Notice these are a little bit expensive. That's by design. And what we are doing is that we are randomly picking up one item from all this and appending that to the menu and the price. So that's why our menu becomes longer, price becomes a little bit longer. But I do want to highlight that picking up randomly is just one of the many choices. In fact, we can do a selection based on month. We can ask user a question based on that we can select. We can even replace items in this menu list, or we can add more than one special item. So, really lots of choices. We can be quite creative here. But once we do this, the code is quite straightforward. Basically, we have these two, let's say these 2 lists. I pick up a random number and like I said, append to menu and price. And I also append to the inventory because, every item should have some inventory, otherwise the code will break. And, here I basically go and say, well, today's special is so and so. Now, since my menu is no longer, let's say 5 items, I must change that part of the code as well. So I say, I make it a little bit more general. I link it not just to say 1 or 5 or 6, like in hard-coded ways, but I link them to length of the menu and length of menu plus 1. So which means like in this case 6 and 7, or say also, here instead of saying 5, I make it length of menu. For ending the shopping, which means for completing the shopping, previously it was order is equal to 6. I now go and say length of menu plus 1. Now in fact these are good changes. You can generally do this because this makes the code quite flexible. Let's see all this in code. So here I have the basic program which I have been doing. Now all I have done really is that I have already added these 2 lists, the special items and special items price, to save some time here. Now I'm going to import, in this case, the random life module. So I say import random, and having done this, I come in here and I say, okay, look, I need to get something called special, say idx, and this is going to be random dot say rand int. So basically I'm just picking a random number between 0 and 11. In fact, we can make it 0 to the length of special items. That's actually more general, but for now it's fine. And what I do is that I'll append to the menu pend special items, sorry, special items, spcl idx, and I'll also append to the price. So here it should be special item prc, and this should be price dot append. And finally, since I have a concept of inventory here, so I just add something to the inventory. Now really doesn't matter what we add here, but since it's a special thing, let's just say we produce limited quantity of it. So I just put 20, for example, in the inventory. So maybe I can also tell my user, okay, so look, print, say say today's special is maybe maybe yes, today's special is, and I can put, say you know special items say spcl idx. Now notice here I'm getting an error, and that's because I want to present this apostrophe s. I can fix that by putting a backslash before the apostrophe. And now with this done, I can just give an extra print. So let's see this working first before we fix the remaining things. When I ran this, I got, special item is cake rusk, and cake rusk has been added to the menu. I run it again. This time the special item is say naan katai, and I get, it added to the menu. And this time, for example, the special item is donut. Now, every time a new special item is being picked up, and that makes it interesting. Like I said, now we have to fix this 1 to 5 and 6 to proceed. Let's just do that now. So basically, I come in here, instead of keeping it so, let's say, hard coded here, what I do is that I say, okay, enter, let's say 1, 2, so I'm going to, use the plus, which is for strings. It's basically, join apple banana. So I'm going to say string length of menu to say select an item plus str. Now this is not hard, but do it slowly. So all I'm doing is to proceed to checkout. So notice here I'm using, because it's inside an input, so I'm just creating a string by using the, here I'm using, since it's inside an input statement, I'm using the plus sign for strings, and that's why I must convert this length into a string. So notice when I run this, I get something like, enter 1 to 6 to select an item, 7 to proceed to checkout. Now do this statement a little bit slowly, but the idea is not that hard. You just have to be done a little bit carefully. Next, I don't want this number 5 to be displayed as it is, but this time it has to be an integer. So I just use length of menu. I don't have to convert this to string. And finally, when I come in here, I just say, okay, look, if order is equal to say len menu plus 1, because that's when the shopping is complete. And in fact, with this, now when I run this, my program is in fact complete. Now this time, now today's special is baklava. So I say, all right, I want to produce, let's say I want to purchase, let's say 3 units of milkshake, and maybe I do want to purchase, baklava. So I say 6 and say 4 units of baklava. I just want to proceed to checkout, and notice it has added 4 units of baklava to my bill, to my shopping cart. I think I'm done with this. And my special item is also a part of the menu. Now notice how by adding this to the menu itself, everything else just worked as it was working earlier. So that's how we could incorporate special items. Lots and lots of possibilities. So be creative, but of course at all times be systematic, because that is very, very important. As always, if you enjoyed this way of learning, do check out our website www.ybyte.in, where we learn Python programming through fun activities like this. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.